Alright, so I'm back here again. I've got version 3 going on my torsion bar brass tuber chassis. It's a mouthful. I've got version 1 sitting up here. It was 1/8 inch brass tubing with flat links, my own homemade retention screws in the back there. I'm using brake cable on all three here as the spring links, and it seems to work really well. This is version 2. It's kind of just a knockoff of 1. Kept the same geometries, except I kicked the front end up of the links here. Helps to keep the front axle planted during climbs. And I dropped down to 3/32 tubing on this one. It's a lot lighter than the 1/8 inch, even with all this aluminum plating I put on here. Looked really neat on the vehicle, but at 5 1/4 inches it was just too long and bottomed out a whole bunch. These collars I have on the back here, the retention collars I found at the local hobby shop here in Minot, probably for a helicopter or something, 1/16 inch plated brass. They work really well. Stoked to find those. For this one here, version 3, I dropped down to 4 13/16 inches. It doesn't bottom out half as much, and works really well. Been super happy with it. You can see I left the front link lifted a lot more. I actually dropped the rear shocks on it as compared to version 1 and 2 as well. Got a little bit of a rake to it, but like I said, it climbs really well. It doesn't bottom out half as much as the other times. One of the other cool things I did to this version here is I swelled the front end, put the upper links on the inside and the rear and the outside and the front. A little more articulation with the shorter link up front here. I'm super happy with it. Got to give a couple shouts out here to all the guys on rccrawler.net. They've been really cool, answering a lot of questions, and there's a lot of cool builds on there. Great folks to go peruse through their threads and look at what they've got going. Gotta say thanks to a lot of the guys on YouTube here for putting together some really neat vehicles. A lot of inspiration out there. For electronics in this vehicle, I'm running the high-tech servo in front here, the 65 MG. I've got a 2000 kV brushless motor, Turnigy Trackstar ESC, FlySky radio setup, 350 milliamp 2S Zippy packs, all the aluminum I can possibly fit on the vehicle here. Don at BWD does a fantastic job with these rims. The wheels do not come loose, the tires do not come loose off these rims here. They actually were holding air, and I actually had to poke some holes in the tires so that they would conform to the rocks a little bit better. But like I said before, shout out rccrawler.net. Check it out. Lots of cool builds on there. Thanks for watching this, and I hope I can come up with some better stuff later too. Thanks.